Hello there, it's me. Welcome to my channel. There are over 3,000 different species of animals across the globe. Do you want to know more about them? Then watch Animal Adventures. You'll go on exciting journeys with funny animals that look just like us humans. He's witty, but also self-centered and lazy. However, readers can relate to his experiences at school and his problems with his family and friends. In the animated movie Zootopia, the protagonist, Judy Hopps, is an optimistic bunny rabbit who wants to become the first bunny police officer in a big city. Even though she faces many challenges, she never gives up on her dreams. These are great examples of protagonists with human-like traits. Along their journey, the animals can have fun, surprises, and meet new friends. She meets a demigod named Maui, who becomes her ally on her journey. Together, they face many dangerous situations, but Mona never gives up. She stays determined to save her people even when things look bleak. Maybe some mean animals threaten their friend or their home. Maybe there's a natural disaster that they have to deal with. Whatever the problem is, the animals should work together to solve it. This teaches kids the importance of teamwork and helping others. It also gives them a sense of community and belonging. Kids love happy endings, so make sure that the animals succeed in solving the problem. Let them work together to achieve a common goal and overcome any obstacles that come their way. This will teach kids valuable lessons about friendship, loyalty, and perseverance. This shows kids that no matter how hard things may seem, they can always improve their situation if they work hard enough. This story teaches kids that slow and steady wins the race. They're just guidelines to help you create a fun and engaging story for your audience. You can use these rules to write a book, make an animation, or even plan out a game. If you think of any other rules that we didn't mention, please leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. See you next time. The moral of the story is do you brag or be cocky, because that will only lead to failure. Tortoises are known for being slow and steady, while hares are known for being fast but inconsistent. In this story, the tortoise wins the race despite being slower than the hare, because he never gave up and he stayed focused on his goal. One of the most important things is for the animals to learn something new, maybe even about themselves. Of course, there should also be some conflict. The fourth rule is to teach your audience something about animals. The story can take place in the natural world or in a fantasy world, but it should still teach kids something about animals. It doesn't have to be complicated stuff like scientific names and Latin phrases. Just fun facts will do. Kids will enjoy learning about animals while watching the story unfold. They'll also learn about friendship, teamwork, and problems. All good things for kids to learn. Maybe some mean animals try to stop them from reaching their goal. Or maybe they encounter a natural disaster. The animals can show courage, determination, and other positive qualities to overcome obstacles. It's important to teach kids that it's okay to make mistakes and to try again. Also, it's important for children to learn that no matter how difficult things may seem, they can always improve their situation if they work hard enough. Talking! Animals. The first rule is always use talking animals with human-like traits, such as facial expressions, speech patterns, and mannerisms. It should be fun to interact with these charming animals, and you should root for it. Ancient Egyptians kept cats as pets and mummified them when they died. She used simple language in humorous situations to tell stories about animals. For example, in one story, she described a hippopotamus who wore glasses and read books all day long. Another story was about a monkey who dressed up as a lion to scare other animals. Her stories were so popular that they were translated into many languages and adapted for film and television. Karen's stories are a great example of how to teach kids about animals in an entertaining way. They also kept pet monkeys who amused them while they played games and relaxed after work. In ancient China, dogs were considered sacred animals, and people believed that owning one brought good luck. For hundreds of years, people have loved stories about animals, and they continue to be popular today. The The cuter the design, the better. This will attract young audiences and make them instantly fall in love with the characters. A magical forest, jungle, or animal school are all good options. If your setting is boring, then so will be your story. So use your imagination and make it unique. A nice twist could be that the story takes place in our world, but from the perspective of an animal. What would a squirrel do if it found a nut that was actually a magic bean? What would a goldfish do if it were dropped into a sewer? How would a kitten escape a hungry dog in an apartment building? What kind of trouble would a lizard get into if it sneaked into a pet store? Where would a mouse hide during the day if it lived in a house with a cat? And what would happen if a bird built a nest in someone's chimney? In the best-selling book series Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the main character is a kid who narrates his life, story through diary entries. Setting. The second rule is to set the story in a magical place. Stories about animals have been popular since the beginning of civilization. The journey. The third rule is to include a journey or adventure. This will keep the audience engaged and entertained. In the Disney movie Moana, the protagonist goes on an adventure across the ocean to save her people. When the Danish author Karen Blixen wrote the Little Book of Nonsense, she wanted to entertain her young nephew. Ending. The fifth rule is for the animals to solve a problem together. A classic story about animals working together to solve a problem is The Tortoise and the Hare. As you can see, the 5 rules are not complicated.